Swoosh Life Podcast. Season 3. We are back! Season 3. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the channel. This is the Swoosh Life Podcast. We're on YouTube. We're on the podcast. We're everywhere now, and we are back for Season 3. I was dancing to that new intro right there. It's like
Gumby's been working hard over break.
Woo! We got some fun surprises for you on this live edition. Well, I guess we're live. You're watching it possibly watching on YouTube, possibly listening in your ears on Anchor or Spotify or wherever you find your podcasts. And we're back, Season 3, maybe a little earlier than expected, but Rory wins. And we got to come back. We just got to come back. We got waste management next week, Super Bowl. We got all the things. So, boys, welcome back. How you been? How's everything been going?
Well, in honor of the podcast going into YouTube, and I know the listeners can't see this, I think you should share the optional screen right now because we did share, and you mentioned it, Rory winning in Dubai. What a way to kick off Season 3 with his third win. Throwing up the 3 symbol there. So way to go, Rory, on top of that. So I'm so excited. I think I'm more excited about Nike Golf than I am about golf itself right now. Like, I know that sounds so weird, but a lot of stuff dropping, a lot of rumors. We're going to talk about rumors and the Rory win and stuff like that. So, man, I'm just so excited to be back with y'all. Keith, how about you?
Yeah, it's great to be here, guys. I think the group texts have really got us going between all of us. And it's just like, it's February and we're still freezing our, what's off, and we're thinking about playing golf every day in our new Nike stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. I know I posted about this Georgia drop coming in April. At least we think April. Who the hell knows when it drops? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into some drop controversy, I'm going to call it. Not really controversy, but drop-aversary. Nope. You know what I mean. But either way, what would it be? Matt's thinking.
Controversy? No, it's not.
So,
it's not going to.
We'll
take your comments.
But I mean, we're doing good. Keith had a baby. I have a baby. Matt has bad back. We're getting into it. But yeah, I think there's a lot of fun stuff coming down the pipeline. We've got a lot of different topics. We got some people lined up. We're going to get Blake and Nick back in here. We might get Ryan on. We might all get all these people. We might have a huge guest next week. You never know. So I think it's going to be a really fun season. I'm excited to add YouTube to it. We will not stray from our roots, though, in podcasting. You guys will be listening to this on pretty much every Wednesday. This will actually drop. We're recording on a Thursday night. This will drop tomorrow, Friday. Do you know what tomorrow is, boys? Do you know what tomorrow is?
2-3? In the year 23?
23. So I would call that Michael Jordan Day. ESPN is running all Michael Jordan stuff tomorrow, all day. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be Last Dance, all of his favorites highlights. So 2/3/23, Season 3, back on officially launching our YouTube channel tomorrow, 2/3/23. What a better day, boys. What a better day, right?
It's funny that you mentioned 23, the goat of all goats, and the fact that we're talking about dates. Today's 2/2, and all of us were anxiously awaiting 2/1. So I think it is a perfect segue. Let's just get into the controversy, what you will, right? So I'll give a rundown for those of you that aren't in the know. Somebody leaked a catalog. And we'll discuss just how legitimate that catalog might have been. The catalog said a 2/1 date, and it had 2 colorways of a TW Retro, which got us at the Swoosh Life Podcast very excited because we mentioned it. And it had one colorway of the Tiger.
Yeah.
And was it 2 of the Jordan 6 or 1 of the Jordan 6?
I think it was just 1 of the Jordan 6. The TW13 had 2 versions, but one was a wide, actually. Yes. So it was the same colorway. It was just a wide. But either way, this catalog. Keep going, Matt. Keep going. Sorry to interrupt.
So we're gonna tread lightly a little bit here because there's stuff we know, there's stuff we don't know, and there's stuff that we don't know for sure and we don't know for certain, right? So as we record here at 2/2, the interesting thing is that usually things like that is something that, like, you know, Nike would categorize as an energy drop. That's why you see the letters NRG on the boxes sometimes. Those are usually not in a catalog. They are not regular things, because in a catalog, when you get like the spring, summer, winter, that's stuff that you can order through like ahead of that piece, like, and you can order more of it because there's going to be a lot of it. An energy drop, they don't usually do a catalog, I don't think, or they might do like a quick email out. I don't know exactly how it works. So it was just weird. And the other funny thing is that there's just details in there that we have not heard to be true. And then it caused a little bit of controversy. So if you go into the Facebook groups, the descriptor on the Jordan 6 says free inspired outsole. Now, we all know that when the Jordan 6 came out as a golf shoe a few years back, it had a free outsole. Now, if they are going to retro the Tiger, it would make sense that they could just, you know, order up in the factory a bunch of free outsoles, slap the Jordan 6 on top of it, and redo that. That's totally plausible. However, from everything that we've seen from pretty reliable sources, not only on Facebook, on Twitter, in GolfWorks, many people who have seen this rumored shoe, if it exists, have said that it does not have a free sole. So I don't know who to believe and whether 2-1 was ever real and whether that was. So I'm going to kick it back to you guys. I kind of gave the rundown. Do you guys think it was real, or do you guys think that the Jordan 6 is actually coming? Do you think a TW Retro is actually coming?
I'm very curious to hear Keith's point of this. Keith being someone that used to be, like, has worked in shops, has worked with catalogs before. He knows what these look like. From me seeing catalogs pre or post or anything when they've come out, like, they always have some sort of graphic or something to them. This one, whoever posted it, I don't even know. And again, this is all on like public information. This is not anything that was given to us. This is on GolfWorks. Like this is not, we're not getting anyone in trouble here. Just being very clear, that's happened. Yeah. So, but we saw this and it just doesn't feel the same as previous ones that I have seen. And so it's really tough. And I don't believe anything, unfortunately, what Nike says now about actual drops, because I think like lobsters were supposed to be like June 1 and they came out like June 12th or something last year. So I don't know. You know what I mean? So but I'm curious to see what Keith thinks of the validity of this catalog.
Yeah. I thought we would like hear something sooner than how random, how fast it was like leaked of the 2-1 drop date. Like, that was kind of quick, and you know, right around the corner it's February already, you know, and it's just like, that's just way too quick. And going back to catalogs, Gumby, you're right. I've seen enough, and I got them all the way back to 1999, the catalogs. Mm-hmm. So just seeing like the shoes and how consistent they are, it could have been like a quick release to the reps, you know, with the quick drop, but I haven't seen anything like that, especially with the, you know, the ones that are dropped for like Waste Management and that are upcoming for the Masters. Those aren't in the catalogs. They're not. They could be changing stuff too, though. So, but if it's true, I hope it is. I hope something's coming down the line.
Yeah, the thing about 2-1, and to your point, is Sneaker News. Sneaker News is where I go usually, and I'm sure like the other sites had it. They're already talking about the AM1 with a Georgia Peach theme to it. We'll get into that. We'll talk about that. And the LA Fresh Prince. Thank you, Tia Kicks with Chris, for shouting us out. That I connected the dots a little bit. I was like, oh, wait a minute, pink and green. I've seen that before somewhere else.
I went straight to just like graffiti and like pink, and it's just like LA style, I guess, like West Coast style. And then you went straight to Bel Air, and I was like, God damn, that's good if it's Bel Air.
It is, and I think maybe what happened, they probably planned this before the Oscars incident. So I want to shout out to the Swoosh Life Podcast people for keeping it classy. We didn't see too many slap comments in there. You know, I think that topic. So maybe that's why like they're not calling it out specifically.
We're gonna get a cease and desist from Nike, and it's gonna be, keep your name out my mouth. You know.
Hey, we're not Lululemon. Just Nike, please. No. We're fans.
We're on your side.
Totally on your side. Please. So yeah, to your point, if they released the AM1 stuff so early, super early. I mean, was it early January when even the white red info dropped?
Yeah.
I know Nike is kind of like,
and those aren't coming out until 3-1, I think.
Yeah, and some people rip on Nike for creating hype on shoes that are going to sell out regardless. But it's not their style to not like put something out like a week ahead or 2-3 days ahead. So that's why I was like, was 2-1 ever real?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's shock drops, and then there would be that. Like, that would be the most ridiculous shock drop in the world to me, is if they just like drop them. And we don't know if it's going to go to NDC or not, too. That's the other thing, is that because of the style of catalog, like, we were hearing possibly only to like shops, like golf shops, which is like super hard, because like from what we know of Nike sales and stuff like that, is that reps cover a very wide area now because of just the way that like Nike reorganized, and they only have so many accounts, and so there's only going to be like possibly so many out there. I called one of my people that have the account, that has an account, or at least I think still has an account, and they had nothing. 2-1, they had nothing the day before. I just thought the day before when I called them that they were just like, maybe like can't say, you know how it says like super secret top, you know, like whatever. But they didn't have them. And the hard part for me is I don't know what Nike gets out of being so secretive sometimes. That's the hardest part for me, is that like we've known people, and we probably have all experienced it. I experienced it when the original 90 came out. I was at a demo day at Turning Stone, and the shoes were there on display. The you know, the 90s with the, I'm looking at them right now. You know, they weren't the best, but they kind of had that. You know, it was the first time you saw the 90 in a
squeeze your foot in there. No tongue.
Yeah, squeeze it, no tongue. Had to have them. I got matching actual 90s in it on Nike ID at the time to match. So I had one for the street and one for the course, because that was like the original like thing back then, or whatnot. That was the first time a streetwear shoe had come, even though it wasn't exactly like the 90s now. And so they're at a demo day, and I took a picture of them, posted it, like, gotta have these. Immediately that night, gotta, you know, take it down from someone at Nike. And I was like, oh, didn't know. Yeah. But why would they be out if they're not
right,
like at demo days where there's pictures, and it's not like there's like it's a no photo event, you know? Like, why would it be out if it's not supposed to be out? And I've never understood why so secretive, because like, if you're not like, you know that they're just going to sell, like, why not just have pictures out there? Why not get people? Is it more of like, the more you look at it, the less you want it? Like, because I go the opposite way, you know? So I've just never understood that tactic that they kind of have. But I don't know. I'm also not a $1 billion company, you know? So,
right. I don't know. No, I think Matt and I are with you on that one. It's just back, I don't know if you remember this, Matt, back in the day, 2-1 dates were a big thing for our clubs. Our golf clubs came out on February 1st. So like that date in like a catalog, you don't see that much. And that's what also throws me off as well. Because there's usually like a 1-1 date, 3-1, 5-1, then your 6-7s, 7-1 release dates. So yeah. I hope rumors are true, right, boys? Something. We need something. That's why I'm glad we're on video now, because right behind my head could be a secret. I think a 13 behind me.
So assuming the rumor, well, before we go into, you know, which you would prefer, how would you rank those two? You know, because for them to release both on the same day also to me was kind of like, ooh, like, wouldn't you want to spread that out? I'd like to play devil's advocate. I would say that sometimes if somebody sees something that's coming down the road, they might skip out on what's in the stores right now and hold on to their money. So I could see that story. But also, like with Nike, like, you're dropping Air Max 90s that everybody loves. Like what competitor is going to come out within the next 2 days with a 90 knockoff that's going to steal business from you? I don't think that's going to happen, right? So that's the only reason I could think that you want to be secretive, is you don't want people. But here we are releasing U.S. Open shoes, 2-3 months ahead. Yeah. We know about the white red, right? There's our Fresh Prince of Bel-Air right there. So
awesome.
assuming that the rumors are true. So if we go back to the rumors, okay, and it's a Jordan 6 and it's a TW retro. Which one are you buying if they come out on the same day, boys? And I think I know your answers, but I want the crowd to hear it, especially our new listeners.
I'm sorry. I have to go Tiger Woods. All right.
Okay, so
we Jordan shoe, okay, guys?
So I missed out on the Jordan 6 original with that like neon like red pink kind of thing, and then
infrared.
Yes, the infrared, yeah, and then I don't know why I couldn't think of infra. But so but again, now we're hearing conflicting reports, possibly from people that it's like if it's like the shoes that have come out in like the 3, 4, 5s, like and it's just a hard sole bottom, like that. It probably still does it for me because then I have 3, 4, 5, 6, and I like the 6 enough to do that. But it does it for me a lot more if it has a free bottom, and so that's also where I like lean towards TW first. I truly thought that like I was gonna have to spend a ton of money on yesterday on Wednesday because I was like preparing my bank account, like we gonna go drop some coins because there's 2 big drops coming out. Obviously I also was like tempered in the reality that like they weren't coming, but yeah, I lean always towards TW13. If you guys listened last year, it's my favorite shoe. I still have a pair. This would be the time to pick up 2 because you just never know. 10-year anniversary coming up. Like, I think it's coming. Like, I really do.
Yeah.
But again, now we're hearing like dates way out in the future. So,
what we talk about all last season, bringing back a shoe possibly, yeah. Right?
It'd be the first of its kind too from Nike to retro a golf shoe.
Yeah.
Right? Like they've never done that before. So, and that's the hard part for me. Is how can you shock drop something you're bringing back? How can there not be a campaign around it to celebrate it? Because it did change the game in golf shoes a little bit, right? Like free technology, weathered upper, completely different looking than like a standard golf shoe. Like, I don't know.
And Hatfield designed it.
Yeah. So, because before that, there's been a lot of change since then, you know. So, and from everybody, from the 3 stripes we don't talk about, from the upside down UNA that we don't talk about, and from the one that is unfortunately on Tiger's foot that we don't talk about, you know. So, but there's been that change since then in golf, you know. Even look at the G4s of the world. Like that didn't exist 10 years ago,
right?
You know.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. I just think that it should be celebrated that it's back, not shock dropped and pull the covers off. Here you go. I mean, it could be. I'll be ready. Here's the card. Go.
I am going to pull up on video though, just to let you know. So the 4, the 5, and the 12 kind of have like the original basketball bottom with spikes in it. The 3 did have, and if you see in the video now, this is actually like you see the old compression power channel.
Oh yeah.
So this was actually like a golf specific sole.
And that was the one that was almost off the Tiger 12.
I think so. It's really close. I can't recognize it.
Someone brought it up the other day that it was very similar to that.
It doesn't say the cushioning that it used, and I don't know if this was Lunar Lawn, so maybe even off the LC1 could have been. But yeah, we'll have to take a look. But I'm with you, dude, and you called it. Like for me, this flip flops. So I'm somebody who I didn't get a chance at the TW13 when it was out. I just wasn't a big free guy, and then I hear everybody loving that shoe, and my buddy Chris, he's been wearing it for like 10 years, and those things wipe off beautifully. Like you wipe them off, and they look brand new. Look at Keith, the ones behind you. Have you actually ever worn those?
Yes.
And they look great. So it's a phenomenal shoe. Now, at the same time, and this is again why shock drops, like usually you don't hear anything sometimes, because I don't remember when the Jordan 6 came out. Like, and I was working for Nike part-time at the time. they popped up out of nowhere. Nobody really knew. And I regret not getting the Oreos. That's like one of my favorite shoes of all time. I've been trying to save up money. Like nobody's got a new one for sale.
And it was right around the same time that AJ1 High came out, right? Because weren't they like together almost? Like it was like AJ. I don't even think it was different years. I think it was like same year, same technology on the free. AJ1 High in white and red and black, and then the 6 in Oreo and infrared. Like it's crazy.
I totally agree with you. And the thing for me is that I have these shoes as basketball shoes. And just gonna kind of like lay it out here. Like for me, what's the difference between me buying golf kicks and screwing some golf kicks into the basketball shoes I already have, when I could have like the combination of Jordan upper with Nike golf technology? Like for me, that's what's cool. That's why I made a post. A couple of people really liked it, of like royalty looking down, like all of us that have Jordans with golf bottoms, whether you did it by govern or whether you were in the game before the boom. Like we're all going to look down at the people that have all these kind of like, you know, wannabe golf bottoms. I don't know. They still work well. I still like the one, not trying to offend anybody, but yeah, I'm really hoping that it's the one with the free sole.
Yeah. On that note, that's why I haven't bought a 1 yet. They're played out. And I would just wear it as a 1 right now. Like I would just wear it as a normal shoe. There's nothing to me that feels, at least with the spikeless that they do for, maybe not, because I'm a big 90 guy. I really like their 90s, but and I'm sure that in the AM1 the new AM1 too, will be similar. But even the spikeless have something, it feels like, you know. Yeah. But on this, it doesn't even seem like there's anything, and I haven't worn them, so like I really don't know. Like, so please tell me that if I'm wrong, but it just doesn't seem like there's much there to like hold, and maybe there doesn't have to be any nowadays. Like you're starting to see these content creators out there in the YouTube space, like good and other people like that, and they're not wearing golf shoes really, you know. Like there's no one that's like talking about the golf shoes in these people. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the AJ1 anymore.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up, because that was going to be one of my topics, and I forgot to put it in the run of show, because I had that feeling like, and I honestly think it might be starting to get played out because there's just too many colors. Like they just released so many different colorways of it. Now I did get the Croc ones, and you're right, I have worn the black and gray ones to work at trade shows. They just feel like Jordan ones that ride a little high. I have played golf in them, and the traction actually does work. So let me vouch for it. Like it works pretty good. Like that being said, if there was like a match with money on the line, and you know I'm going for bragging rights with my buddies, I want something with spikes, and we all know that. And that's the difference between us and like YouTube content creators, right? Like if you're just messing around and you're trying to do a trick shot that takes 30 takes, of course you're just gonna walk around in a spikeless shoe, and who cares?
Yeah.
But we've talked about it, and Keith, you know, are you still on the spikeless train, or have you gotten on the spikeless train yet, or are you still Mr. Spike?
No, I still like the spikes. I do. Even like
he wishes he was Luke Donald right now. He wishes he had the spiked AJ1. You know, give me that Luke Donald spiked AJ1, and Keith would be all over that. You know. I'm gonna have Matt pull it up right here.
Nice. Blake shared it, and yeah, it's a little Grayson ad, but look at him. So, look at him with those spiked ones.
For those out listening to us, it's just the same bottom plate from almost the 3, right? Like it's that same one on the AJ1. So again, probably a soul swap, or for them, you know, custom.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Yeah. Let's go back to Tiger real quick. The T-Dub 13s.
Pat Perez has free outsoles, by the way. Just got to get a Jordan mention before you get Tiger in. Sorry.
You think it's a good one? Do you guys think Tiger has any input on that shoe maybe coming back? Will he show up in a different shoe next time he plays? Maybe a 13. Maybe he wanted it back. You ever think about that? I don't know.
I would love for him to want that back.
Just to have that input a little bit, just to make him feel, I don't know, part of it still.
It's a really good question. And I think post back surgery, we never saw him in a free outsole again, right?
Right.
And they went to a different sole on the back. So I think that's a really good question. I think my instinct would be that it's more of Nike marketing and golf and product management, because last year we had the 25th anniversary. So we had got the polos, the Morse code of his score at the Masters. So they're on this kind of like anniversary release, and TW13, it's 2023. It's the 10-year anniversary. So that's why I kind of believe the rumor that the 13 would be coming back. Hopefully that means that there's a 14 coming back. I kind of don't hope that the 240 price tag is true. Like, I can't wait to see the box that this thing comes with.
Yeah.
So I kind of,
to break it to you, just going to be an orange box.
You think so?
Yeah. I think they're just going to.
Maybe with the colored picture on the front of the box too. Who knows? Maybe we'll get that.
It would be nice if it was like the lift up top box, like my Jordan 1 Gatorades came in a specialty box that had like the lift off the top.
Comes right off, yeah.
Yeah, that would be worth it to me if you did pay. I mean, I'm still gonna pay it, but like, it's funny that came out 10 years ago now. Like,
I know, it's nuts.
Think about it that way, and like to think about like a shoe you've had, and I've probably worn that shoe more than any other shoe, like, in my life. Thinking about it now, and it's still held together, still super great, still clean after 10 years. Like, oh, like that's more than any other shoe. Like my shoe, I go through shoes like every 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, and I wear them daily. But like I've walked a lot of rounds in those shoes, walked through a lot of mud puddles because you can, because you just wipe them right off. So just crazy to think about like 10 years in that, and how it affected things back in the day. Like, I just remember when he didn't have the black pair yet, he was just rocking the white pair with the black pants. I think he did that at, I want to say,
his tournament. It was the Hero
tournament. No, but it was Hero. But did he also do it at,
no, he used to have one out by DC because his dad served in the military.
He had the one at DC, and that's the one where he hit that chip, where he was playing with Ricky. They played on Saturday with no spectators, I believe, because all of the like stuff they had a bad storm come through on Friday night, so they had trees down. So he played on Saturday by themselves, and then came out on Sunday with like limited fans, and then he hit that flop shot from the rough going down the hill. He's like, just go in. And went in Ricky's face, dressed in all orange. And I think that was like, and I think he was wearing the white shoes then.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
So it's almost time for break, but what I want to ask you guys before we hit the half hour mark here, speaking of boxes, right? So I talked about, hey, maybe if the price is up there, we want a display box, but I think we plan on wearing these things. Mm-hmm. Do you guys, would you display these? Would you wear these? If you are wearing them, do you really need the commemorative box? Kind of a loaded question there. Keith, I'll go to you first.
If they do magically appear, I will wear them. Probably just once, though. And they'll probably go back in the box. That's what I do with a lot of my pairs. I'm just a nut job like that. But I will wear them. I'll probably wear them more than once. But
so I've been contemplating this because of the Georgia, because of the peaches. And as some of you know, and as my post suggested yesterday, if anyone saw it, my daughter's name is Collins. Her middle name is Augusta, and so we, have a peach themed room, like a nursery, and like she's our little peach and all that stuff. And I have an affinity. I spelled affinity wrong in my post yesterday. Someone pointed that out to me for peaches now, and so I'm thinking about getting, if I can, 2 and maybe a half of the peaches drops, because I definitely want to rock it on the course, but I might need to just like you can see.
You have to put them in a room.
For those listening, I have like a case now with my like Syracuse shoes that are like only 1 of 100 or something like that, and so I think that would need to be in a case and put it in a room, or I need to get the smallest one and try and turn it into that putter cover. You know what I mean, like kind of thing. So, but I don't think they're gonna make like a kids version of it, But maybe just to save for her or something. So again, it's one of my favorite shoes. It's hard because I would really want to try it on first to see if I'm going to spend $500 for 2 pairs of golf shoes. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot. So, and there's a lot more that I want, right? We've talked about this in our group chat and all this stuff. Like there's going to be a lot more that comes out, we think, throughout the year that like, here's my list off the bat. This is what I want. This is what I need. And we'll get into a little bit later, So, but I think now is a good time as any to go to a break and hear from our sponsor, Anchor. This episode of the Swoosh Life is brought to you by Anchor. Let me tell you about them. Anchor is our partner in this podcasting journey. We're so excited that they're back as a partner and to be with them. And Anchor is the best way to start podcasting. Oh, why, you may ask? Well, let me explain. Anchor provides a free and easy solution to all your podcasting needs. They have creation tools to allow you to record, edit, and distribute your podcast right from your phone or computer, allowing your podcast to be heard all over Spotify or wherever you may listen to the podcast. We're on Apple. We're everywhere now. Not to mention that you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Everything you need to make a podcast, all in one place. So what are you waiting for? Do like we did here at the Swoosh Life and download the free Anchor app and go to anchor.fm to get started. Thanks for listening to Swoosh Life. Now back to the episode. And we are back. So that we'll have that in the podcast and we'll have it on YouTube as well. And thank you, Anchor, again for being our sponsor. It's provided us our slightly not a sponsor yet, but maybe our new platform in StreamYard, and how StreamYard we can do this little live show, or what we're calling a live show, and what you guys are watching or possibly listening to as well. So, but yeah, I think that was like, man, knock that rust off a little, a little.
How crazy were we going? How crazy were we going in the group text about all that? It was nuts.
We were going nuts, and then yesterday I decided to put between.
My freaking phone was vibrating every 2 seconds.
I think
all day long, 24/7.
Yeah, we had
2 a.m.ers, 3 a.m.ers.
We had Blake in one of the messages, and he was just like, "I need him. He's like, "Where are they at? I gotta pull up. I won't pull up." So, but that's kind of what we're here for.
Right.
We want others of you out there to interact with us and jump into our DMs and hit us up with like what you're excited about, what your list of shoes are going to be this year. What polo did you buy? All of that stuff. I know Ryan just bought a couple polos. He told me at a basketball game the other day, so I'm excited to see what he got. Matt is wearing one of the new polos.
Oh, that's very nice.
And I should have worn mine because I have that one, but in the pink. And you've got 3 of them. You go all 3 of them. I have the pink one.
No, I got 4. I'm just holding up the 3 because Rory got 3 in Dubai in season 3 again.
Oh,
just reminding everybody.
3 in Dubai.
So I had to get it.
In his new number 3 shoe.
Yeah, let's talk about the new Victory Tours.
You guys think it's a Victory Tour 3, or do you think it's going to be like a Victory Tour 2.5? Because they look pretty close to the old ones.
Yeah, the swoosh is a little bit different, and like the nose, your toe part is a little bit shallower. It's a little closer to the ground now. I think that whole shoe is more giving him more traction. Word of mouth. I hear they're listening to him, which is good, and doing what he kind of wants. But it kind of reminds me of a Lunar Control shoe, the toe cap area there, and just being closer to the ground, thinner up top on a shoe. I don't know. What do you think about it, Gumby?
No, I liked it. I'm intrigued to see colorways. We never got the specialty ones from him in the 2, and I think it's a 3, Matt. I don't think they're ever going to do like a 2.5, like updated. I think they'll just go to a 3, and so. I'm intrigued to see it. I like the color, like a couple of the colors he wore. I think he wore around 3 throughout the weekend, which is, a lot for a pre-weekend in a sense. Like obviously not a pre-weekend, but like not out there yet. This is the first photos of it and everything. But Hey man, if you won, you won.
Exciting
Yeah.
to see everything pop out here and there. Matt, how do you feel? Because you're our number one VT shoe.
I'm glad you brought it back to me because yes, I've been telling everybody that the Victory Tour 2 was one of my favorite shoes for the last 2 years. It's a fantastic shoe. I like that the heel portion, it looks like they're still keeping it's like a little bit of from that, like a nod to the Infinity Run series where it has that tail almost to like smooth out your landing, like as your heel hits the ground. It does look lower to the ground. Yeah, all the pictures like a little bit farther away, so it's a little bit hard to see. Does it look Lunar Control 3 vibes, like how it was lower to the ground? I wonder if they're gonna like maybe widen that toe box a little bit or narrow it up. I think the issue that the Victory Tour 2 has always had is that it doesn't really like lock around your forefoot. Like in the midfoot, it's fine, but it doesn't get like tight enough. And that's where I miss like the Lunar Control 3s or the TW13, because those had, or 14 had Flywire, right? 14 had Flywire. Lunar Controls had Flywire. Flywire is nowhere to be seen anymore nowadays. I thought it was a good technology, especially for golf. So, I'm super excited for anything new from Rory. I was hoping they'd rename it. I was hoping they'd call it the Roars 3.
Yeah. Sorry.
Rory needs his own shoe, everybody.
I was trying to make a joke there. I forgot if what is Lululemon? What is Nike's doing? Fly knit, not fly wire. Sorry.
Well, Flywire was the thing that secured the shoelaces.
Right.
Fly knit was the
material, which is what Lulu is in trouble for.
Oh boy, Lulu! Oh darn Lulu! You weren't happy selling $90 yoga pants. Come on.
So, what did we think about Rory's performance in Dubai, though? I was still confused on why it finished on a Monday and the PGA Tour finished on a Saturday. Like, that just really threw me off.
It threw me way off.
I was so confused. But I think keeps number one. Rahm had won 2 in a row, pretty much, and so he was definitely coming for Rory, and then Rory just kind of steps back up and just picks up where he left off last year. So what do we think about Rory's first action this year and first win?
I mean, he's motivated, right? Like, I think for the first time in his career, he's playing for more than just himself, and I think that's a really big motivator for him. And, he puts the Titleist wedges in the bag and, he's experimenting a little bit. Would be great if he pulls a method out of the bag. Like, could you imagine with like the internet would crash again? I'd have to pull up the GolfWorks post again, release the putter, re-release the putter, the new hashtag, all that good stuff. We could dream, right? But yeah, man, I love this Roars, and I feel like he's so in tune with his game. And it goes back to like that Augusta final round where he said, I'm just going to play from now on. Like, I'm sick of being technical. I'm not going to chase Bryson in distance. Obviously, the PGA Tour thing versus Live thing is going on, so that's like motivating him. And I love to see it, man. He's in total control of his game. But when we watch golfers, we are very guilty of recency bias. Like, if somebody rattles off 2 in a row, we automatically think they're going to win the third one. You see Rahm playing like, what is he playing at, like a +10 right now or something like that? Ridiculous, something like that. So you think he's unbeatable. So it's very interesting. I love it.
Scotty Scheffler won like 4 times last year. Like, and he's like old news already, like it's, I mean, he's stuck in Dallas in the snowstorm, like hitting balls out of, in the snow, like us up in the Northeast. It was weird to see Scotty in Texas doing that on his post, if anyone saw that yesterday.
Keith, what do you think of his game?
I thought he looked sharp. He looked good. New stuff looked good on him. I love that he is testing the waters with some equipment, though. I know these guys all need to be signed, full bags, for the most part, but they're still only human, and it's just a company, and it's just they want to be the best of what they can be, so they're gonna try all different stuff until they feel dialed in. Right now, Rory's, he just put him in, and look what happens. And a lot of people say he struggles from that range a little bit with his wedges. So this maybe it could be a turning point. We'll see how he does the next time he comes out with. Maybe he'll have the same setup in the bag, but I think it's good to see him, and he's swinging well. He's swinging around. Driver's
Yeah.
That's why Tiger told Charlie to, copy Rory's.
Yeah. Okay, so I have an interesting twist with this. So and you're not going to like me for this. And this is I'm just blowing everything up right now. So if you're a company like TaylorMade, and Rory's your number one, like you're pretty much your number one guy now. So you have a company like Nike, and Tiger's your number one guy now. Or, you know, if Rory wins a lot with a competitor's wedges in the bag, but provides you visibility to your irons, to your driver, to your putter, do you take that? And vice versa, the same thing sort of happening with Tiger right now. Nike, him fully decked out in all Nike stuff, but wearing a competitor's shoe. I can understand that this is apple to oranges, but I am just curious on how you feel about it, because you were, and Keith, I know that you hate the FJ stuff. I know it. Okay, so I'm just throwing a bomb in. Season 3. No, but you also just said you're glad he's experimenting. You're glad he's finding something that is helping him.
Yeah.
I'm taking on sassy Matt, devil's advocate here, but I'm just saying, like, if it gets your other stuff elevated, can you live with one piece being different or not?
On Rory, yes. Tiger, no. Matt, that's all I'm going to say. So it's all you.
There's been history in golf past where people have gone back and forth, and maybe it's something that they used in the past, or maybe it's something that they want to bring back. Obviously, no Nike wedges for him to go back to unless he picked up some artisan wedges, right? So good example of this is probably his number one arch nemesis in Live is Phil, because Phil, even when he was with Callaway, he notoriously would he pulled out a Ping Eye 2 wedge from back in the day to get around the groove rule, right? Because it was grandfathered in. And you'd see him play different stuff. At the end of the day, I think TaylorMade is known as a driver company and a fairway woods company. So, if it helps him win, the big thing is, right, like putters and drivers, because they'll show the leader teeing off, they'll show the leader putting. They're really going to show like these chips and things like that. And we never really saw like a ton of like wedge play, even when Tiger, it's hard to see the swoosh. It's hard to see the branding when it's like upside down, right? So as Keith has left us because
I was trying to. Okay, this is still new, so I apologize. But I was trying to get everybody to just highlight you, Matt, on that.
Yeah, no, I look. I'm totally fine with it. Like if I was in Nike shoes, it's a little bit different because you're a footwear company first, like known for footwear, known for apparel after that. The Tiger thing is still putting a little damper on everything for everybody, especially Tiger fans, Nike golf fans. But when we take a look at like clubs and stuff like that, there's 14 of them in the bag. It's very rare that anybody's going to have like a full bag that fully fits them perfectly from the same company. So I think it's cool. I think it's absolutely fine that he's got the wedges in there.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And if anything, he could be just testing it because he wants to, verify that this is what I like, and he wants the next generation or the next thing that they make for him to feel or look like that.
Yeah. No, and again, I think that's what we're thinking with Tiger, right? We want Nike to create the TW23 to be whatever Tiger freaking wants. Like, just give him what he wants. Like, if he wants a FootJoy shoe, like, get around all the political, paperwork that you have to not be a FootJoy shoe, but like, give him that type of shoe, So it's.
But I've seen that type of shoe from Cole Haan. I've seen that type of shoe from other ones. Like, I don't think there's anything unique in that design except the fact that Nike doesn't make one. Is that actually what he wants? Does he want that almost like wingtip style?
I don't know. It doesn't look good on him. He's so athletic. He's wearing Metcon 8s. Like, I don't know. Make a Metcon golf shoe. God damn it! Like, Jesus.
That's what they do. Need Velcro.
So. I don't know. It's just I'm glad to see Rory playing well. I didn't want to bring that up. I didn't want to like rile Keith up in episode 1 of season 3. But I just, it just kind of hit me like if you're tailor made, like, can you live with it? And right now it's like if you're Nike, can you live with it? He's still wearing head to toe. Like, I mean,
Look at
it
Mizuno.
it obviously feels different, way different with Tiger.
A good example is Mizuno. A lot of guys that play Mizuno irons do not play their driver, even though they make a good driver. They make a good putter. They don't play Mizuno putters and drivers. Like that's the, it all depends on where your bread is buttered. I guess is where it would matter, right? Like if I'm a Mizuno and somebody switches irons on me, then I'm like, hey. But if they want to do something else just to make you feel better a little bit, but I mentioned Phil. I've mentioned Dustin Johnson, or I should, because he would go back and forth between a Scotty Cameron and his Spider.
Yeah.
So he would even, especially in putters, you see it's very common. So I do want to get your thoughts on this. And we threw out a little comment section a little bit for you guys on Instagram here. And we had some really good comments. And one comment came from CD Santos 2. We still support Nike guys that are on Live? ? Well, do y'all ? I know I do. Ha. So we're gonna talk Live versus PGA because Golf Digest put up a really good thing, and our Nike guys are on there. So I wonder where we're gonna pick. So it was a matchup, and we got it up here for the YouTube folks, but we're gonna read it out to you, and I just want to see who we think would win, and I'll try and keep score here. So assuming we have playing captains. First one's got to be Tiger versus Phil. Who are we taking, Tiger versus Phil, in a Ryder Cup style singles match?
Right now?
Right now.
Oh, always, Gumby, always.
I know.
I'll let you two do it, and I'm going
to take Tiger. I'm just.
Phil is jumping off a bridge right now. Tiger all the way.
Yeah.
All right. So it's 1-0 PGA. All right. Next matchup
I just want to point this out. How they have the matches would not be where I would. I mean, never mind. I was thinking now I want McIlroy versus Reed because of everything that happened this weekend. But when you look at who they paired Reed with, it kind of makes sense because of Ryder Cup stuff. So
yeah,
it is just interesting. Okay,
yep.
Keep going, man.
Cool. All right. So the second matchup for those not watching but listening, it would be Justin Thomas, another one of Keith's buddies, versus Dustin Johnson. Now, again, we haven't seen Dustin Johnson play in a very long time because they only played 12 events.
And he just withdrew with bad back.
Okay, so assuming he's healthy, are we going JT or DJ? Maybe they do it because of initials.
Bad back or not, I'm going DJ.
Oh.
So the whole PGA Tour versus Live thing, to me is like what would be motivating for Live people? They're not going to make any money off this match,
Yeah, but they need the publicity, right? Like they.
What?
Let's admit it. Like in this whole thing, Live needs PGA more than PGA needs Live, right? PGA has the TV contracts. PGA has the tournaments. PGA has still, you'll see from this list, a really good amount of players. Live is the one that needs to make their money back, right? So you paid all these guys money. Now you need something. So they would be begging to come to the table for a match like this, for some kind of televised, like the match, which is something that we've said from. Remember, we said even on the match. So are you going JT or DJ? Stop stalling, Gumby.
JT.
All right. So JT. Oh, wow. Oh, it's split.
So that's a half point. So now we're just going to do this Ryder Cup style. So whoever we consensus.
So I don't get a vote?
Split. You get the vote.
You said you were going to be the moderator.
I said I was going to be the split vote.
You didn't vote on the first one, Matt. What would you pick for first?
Oh, T-Dub.
Okay.
Without question. Go T-Dub. I think I'm going DJ on this one. It would be interesting, but I'll just, for the sake of making it 1-1, I'll go DJ here, so I don't get accused of being a PGA homer. All right, so Jordan Spieth, short game wizard, Texas versus another Texas short game wizard, Patrick Reed. I'm not going to say anything about that. All right, so Gubby, you go first. Who you got?
Spieth.
I got Reed.
I'm going Patrick. Former Nike guy. I hate to say it.
I can't his antics lately.
But that's how he's gonna win.
He can just. I think he can just beat Spieth. That's all. I'm just going win-loss here. Whoever's gonna beat each other.
I have blinders on.
Reed's,
I cannot do this like unbiasedly. Like truthfully. I just can't lately.
Well,
I don't know.
Liv does have more of the bad guys too. Like if you really think about it, like I mean, we weren't going to talk about Phil on Twitter today. It's been a wild ride for old Philly Mick. So let's just try and keep professional here. No bias. Well, this is going to be a good one. Rory McIlroy rematch of the Open Championship, the 150th Open Championship versus Cameron Smith.
McIlroy.
How do you vote against Rory, right? You can't. So it's 2-2 right now. It's 2-2. Xander Schauffele, Abraham Answer.
USA.
Yeah, Xander. I mean, former Nike guy, Abe, but
yeah.
Okay, so
Xander's,
3-2.
He's the better player, I think.
3-2 PGA, and I think this is where you're going to see the PGA start to run away with this thing.
Yes.
3-2. Now we're at the middle of it. Tony Finau, Paul Casey.
Tony.
Yeah, both Nike guys, but Tony.
Yeah.
Paul's just
sorry, Paul. We love you, man, but
no, he's just struggled with injury, and I think that's a reason why he went to live. Guaranteed money versus not playing and not making anything because he's been injured a lot recently.
You got it. All right, now interesting. Talk about a guy that's not honoring his sponsors. Bryson DeChambeau would be taking on Matt Fitzpatrick, right? Neither are Nike guy, but Bryson DeChambeau is testing a stealth, evidently, using a Project X instead of his LA golf clubs right now, and a couple other things. So not being loyal to his sponsors at all right now. So Bryson DeChambeau
I saw something. So before we get into this, I saw something about this, and it's kind of interesting because I wonder where like Nike will go with this, with like Brooks with Paul, and stuff like that, because and Matt Wolf, because they're not meeting contractual needs now of their contract for things like Bryson isn't meeting contractual needs of being on the his contract with Cobra because he's not on the PGA Tour anymore. So sponsor days, stuff like that, pro-ams, like he's not meeting those things. And so it's a weird. I saw Jonathan Wall post about it, and if you haven't followed Jonathan Wall on Twitter, he's a great follow about all tour insider equipment and stuff. So and so he was talking about how like it's a weird thing with the OEMs and whatnot, and like they don't know how to enforce it. They're not enforcing it, but like also like these people are kind of free agents because they're not getting sent anything new. They're not being paid. They're not getting sent anything new either from their thing. They're just and they're not like Dustin Johnson is a huge part of TaylorMade, or used to be. He's not on anything anymore, So it's interesting because I just don't know like what's going to happen with the Nike stuff. I saw Brooks in a thing and didn't see him wearing anything new, but still wearing Nike. But didn't see him wearing anything new. So I think a lot of these brands are hands off and just letting the course run, kind of thing, right now.
I think that's fair, and it's interesting because I wonder if Patrick Reed, he's trying to play DP World Tour not only for the points but for the appearances for his sponsors. I don't know if I haven't seen any of those guys that you mentioned trying to play.
He's the one, but Patrick's the only one sponsored by Liv, so it makes no sense. You know what I mean? Okay, sorry.
All right, we won't talk about T-Gate. So Fitzpatrick versus DeChambeau.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, recent form, Fitzy. He won the U.S. Open last.
See, I would go Bryson here, but it doesn't matter. You guys. So, all right, I think this is a layup. Tom Kim, even though he's a young gun, putter kind of got away from him in Hawaii. Tom Kim versus Ian Poulter.
But our new Nike guy.
Congratulations for calling that, Gumby. Might have remind everybody, Gumby went first in that episode. So really good call on Nelly Korda and Tom Kim. Very, very nice. A guy that Keith wanted, John Rahm or Brooks Koepka. This is going to be an interesting one. So are you guys going with Rahm, hottest golfer on the planet, or Brooks, who apparently is trying to figure out his lost swing according to the documentary that's coming out on Netflix? They were talking about that's one of the great scenes that's in there. And shout out
for this documentary. Oh, gosh.
And by the way, shout out to friend of the show, super guest of the show, Mr. Awesome himself, Justin Whelan, Justin Whelan filmed some stuff for that documentary. So everybody make sure you check it out. Check out the Justin Whelan episode from last year, pre-Masters.
Do we need to get Justin back on the pod for like Masters Week again? Like, I need to know what he's doing for Masters Week again this year, and why we are not guests of his this year. You know,
not only has the man played Augusta multiple times, he's gotten to play the Grove finally, and now he's doing commercials or whatever he was filming with Lexi Thompson, who we're a big fan of, even though that is a Puma athlete. Man, shout out Justin, dude. You're living the dream, and all we can do is do what I do, and I jump in his DMs, and I constantly tell him that I hate you and I love you at the same time. So
friend of the program.
So in case you were wondering, it's because Justin asked in our show topic Instagram story, how awesome is Justin Whelan? He's super awesome, man. Super awesome. Must be good to be you. And he did ask if Nike Golf is at the top of their game, and I'd say between all the Air Max 1s and the 6s and the 13s, if it's true, and the Victory Tour 3, like, we're all broke and Nike's at the top of their game. So, yes. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, John Rahm, Brooks Koepka. I was trying to buy you guys
shoes. Time. For shoes. I'm going to go Rahm because of recent form.
I'm going Rahm.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
And he wears Jordans. He wears Jordans off the street.
Yeah. So. To go back to our Instagram follower comment about, do we still like our guys over in the Live Tour with Nike stuff? I do. So, but Brooks got to find his swing. I can't wait for that documentary. But I'm going Rahm on this one.
Yeah, CD Santos, man. Like, it's obvious. Like, Liv's not going away, and you know, I've obviously voiced my concerns. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the whole thing, but I'm still a Brooks Koepka fan. I'm still a Paul Casey fan. I'll root for them. I don't know that I'll pick up the CW or put it on the DVR ever, because quite honestly, I don't care. This is going to be a shocking podcast revelation here. I don't care about golf that much. Like this is billionaires fighting with millionaires, and all golf to me is a good nap on Sunday. It really is. And honestly, like, I like watching highlights and I like watching our guys win, but I don't care about it enough to troll people or go back and forth, right? Like, they'll figure it out. So
yeah, lately I've been getting real upset about Live stuff as they've come back into the forefront. Like, they went away for a little bit because we had that little like break, and now I'm getting like more like angry, and I'm just telling myself like I don't watch, like, I don't care, you know, like, I care about the media outlets sort of giving them time and day, and I like a Golf Digest or something like that. I'm like, just stop. Like, just don't give it to them. You don't like it either because it's not helpful for what you do, right? But you still have to cover the sport. So, like, I get it, but it's just one of those things. And yeah, like, I still like Brooks and I still like Paul. I think I may have unfollowed Wolfie like recently. Oh, yeah. You know, but he doesn't. You know, I don't know. It's just one of those things, and I know they're not bad guys. Like, really, they're not like bad people. And we talked about this in our group chat and stuff like that. Like, if presented and we were, you know, good golfers, like, we would take the bag. But at the same time, like, we're not already making millions. Like, and once you hit so much money, what can you do with this other money? You know, like, you've already like. All these people already made a ton of money. Like, why do you need even more? And that's just, it's hard to relate to them because we're the common man that doesn't make a lot of money. You know, we make enough to support our weird addiction of Nike Golf, you know, and that's about it. So,
you know, Bryson said that he was going to build a center, and I was like, I hope these guys do something good with all that money. And it's not just because, at least for me, if I decided to take the bag and go, like, my guilt would be like, I need to do something good to pay it forward, right? Like, and you're gonna find out, man, you can't take it all with you, right? So, like, leave something behind. Yeah. Anyways,
let's speed round these. Let's get these.
Max Homa versus Sergio Garcia.
Homa. He's becoming a fan favorite of mine now. Not wearing Nike. If we had to pick a non-Nike golfer like right now, that's Max.
This one's a weird one. Guy that lost his form, Patrick Cantlay, hasn't been the hottest golfer. Joaquin Niemann.
I'll go Niemann here.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna go Cantlay, but like, I got to give Liv something.
Dude, and these next two are slam dunks. Colin Morikawa or Matt Wolff? Morikawa. And then our guy, Scotty Scheffler. So think about it. The Masters champ bringing up the anchor. The Masters champ, Scotty Scheffler, against Mark Leishman.
I mean, Big Leash is good sometimes, but he's not that
Sometimes.
good. I mean, and I would put like someone more like a is Oosthuizen on that tour or not? I can't remember. Like,
I think he is.
it's one of those. Like, I would put someone more like that than Leash on it, but I don't know. So I just, oh God.
I know. Okay, so
I
to move
told
on
you
from the
guys,
topic.
I told you I would get fired up, but like, I just hate the animosity now too between players and like the tour. It's like the tour didn't do you that wrong, did they? Like, and even if other stuff comes out that they like did this stuff, it's like that was your workplace. Get used to it. We all get screwed over by our workplaces, Like I don't know. It's just again, like you said, millionaires fighting with billionaires, and we can't relate because we're the fucking common man making,
Well, and this week kind of shows it too. Like their only way to get buzz right now, because they only play 12 events, right? They only play 12 events. The only way for them to get buzz is for Phil to go Twitter trolling. Like he's like, to quote Gumby, he's trying to be like mean Homa, and it's not working, dude. Right? So that's one.
He's being very insensitive to things too right now too, which it's not a good look for any person to be like not nice. Like you're just not a nice person right now.
And speaking of being not a nice person, Patrick Reed throwing teas at people and serving subpoenas on Christmas Eve, right? Like, man, this is why I'm not rushing to turn on the CW to watch those dudes make money. Like, all the power to them, whatever. Go get the bag, man. That's all people care about nowadays. Eggs are expensive. So I'm gonna round it out.
Update via Twitter. Apparently Bryson was not on staff after 2022 for Cobra. That was when his contract apparently ended. So
good one. All right, so we're gonna end it with a question here, or last topic, at least from me. Ryan Mullen says, "Let's go. What are you guys looking forward to this year, both Nike and in your golf games?"
Yeah, we did goals last year. We probably will do a goals episode as we start inching closer to golf. Here are my top 4 shoes that I need right now. We did this in our group chat the other day again, so we're just bringing all of our stuff from our group chat in.
Keith's topic.
But I need the AM1 in red and white. I just need it. I need to replace them. The current ones that I have, a little snug. I think that I will actually sell them or move on from them somehow. I need 1,000 peaches, AM ones. I need a TW13, and I need Free Soul 6. That's all I need right now, but that's it. I need some more of those stretchy, nice polos, because I have the pink and blue one, and it is phenomenal. Even my wife was like, damn, that looks good. So, and I'm excited to wear those with my next percents now, and everything from last year, the pink and blues. And golf wise, I'm just excited to get out there. I am going to play in 2 weeks. I'm going down to Florida. So, I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I feel like I need to go to the Dome and hit once before I go down there. And so I gotta come up with a Florida fit as well. I don't know what I'm gonna wear yet. But looking forward to that. I've always wanted a preseason in February and then shut it down for a couple months and then come back. So and I got that last year. I went to Myrtle and I played twice. So it was I kind of got a preseason and then we picked up. But my goals last year were to break 85 times. I did it 3 times. So I'm going to say it's break 85 times and break 75 once. That would be my goal. So I think I can do it. I don't know how it's going to go with the baby and whatnot, but I'm staying home with her during the week. And so I think the wife's going to want a lot of baby time on the weekends.
Yeah.
So
that's nice.
We will see.
I got to play during the week, not on the weekends now. Just wait till you have another one.
I don't know how I'll do it then. I don't know how I'm going to do it now.
I'm going to try to figure that out too with both of mine. But I don't know if I have 4 yet. maybe there's some more coming out down the line, later this late spring, summer, with the majors. Hopefully there's another cool major one. Like I picked up the Lobster last year. Hopefully there's another next percent that's pretty cool that I like. But I definitely want T-Dub 13s, if they are true. Definitely want Victory Tour 3s, probably in a black-white. I'm due for a black-white cleated shoe like that, if that's a colorway coming out. I like another next percent. I don't know. I've been falling more and more in love with the next percent shoes, but I'm not too happy about the 4 new colorways. I like the colors on the bottom, but just not what I wanted. A gray shoe, and of course a gray shoe comes out, but with that pink on the bottom, I'm just not too thrilled about it. But you never know. I can just pull it off and maybe grab them. And then, like I said, maybe a major next percent shoe I'd probably get, just to have one. Maybe that could be like my thing. I get just like one major shoe each year, out of the 4. So I don't know.
Man, I want to go ahead, Keith.
No, I'm just gonna say, golf wise, I swung the club once so far. Usually I shut it down December, January, and last week I went simulator golfing for the first time. Picked up a club in 2 months, and it felt great. I've been doing some like exercising and like golf stretching and stuff like that for new swing, Keith 2.0 swing. I don't know what's gonna happen, but not changing any equipment or anything like that, but just trying to do different things. I don't know. 2 kids now. I'm trying to stay active and in shape. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a goal of mine. Just stay active.
I want to hear what Matt's goals are and stuff, or not goals, but pickups that he wants. But then I have a spin-off of these like major shoes. So after you that.
Okay, I'll keep it a little brief. As far as golf goals go, I have a challenge from my friend Chris. Him and a few other eagle-eyed people, I posted on the Swoosh Life Podcast Instagram page a little video showing off the micro camo polos in store. And they noticed that I've got new irons. So shout out to the Facebook group page, Nike Golf Club Traders. I was able to secure Nike Vapor Fly Pro heads because I am a club junkie. I cannot stay in one set. So my buddy Chris says, I dare you to play one full season and not switch your irons. So that's it. Vapor Fly Pros in the bag all year, every single round, no messing around. They're built, they're beautiful. I'll post some pics up there. They're a little used, but guess what? They're my used, right? So yep. Vapor Fly Pro in the bag, man. I'm so excited about it. So yep, gonna play with that the whole season. That's my goal. And stay in one piece, right? So, yeah. Dude, I'm brittle. Anyways, 4 things. I want to shout out, if you guys haven't noticed, there's a Love 20 on 2-1. They did give us a sale. We weren't able to get any of those drops we were talking about. I'm looking right now on the page, and Gumby, remember your whole drama with the blue and pink? Pull that up on the screen for the YouTubers.
So upset about it.
Pull it up for the YouTubers. Look at this, 20% off. You can get it for $100. I wanted BOA all year, but I have the shoe in this color in the regular with the laces. So for $100, I can pick up the BOA, the wide, and it is available in your 13 or your 14 or your 15.
So much drama.
So much drama over this shoe.
Because it wasn't even like that I like needed it. Like I could have whatever. It was because I got so fixated on what we were doing for our gender reveal. Yeah. And these are pink and blue, and that I needed them before I smashed a golf ball to tell me that I was having a daughter. That was where I fell into it. And if I just could have just not been that over crazy, I'm looking at these no problem, So I'm intrigued to see what happens with majors with these styles, So.
Yeah, totally. So in terms of my my pickups, if we're gonna do the 4, dude, I'm with you. The white red AM1, that's an icon. I love the Air Max 1 too myself.
With the wider bubble too. That's the huge bubble.
The OG bubble. I agree. And yeah, the heel cup looks a little wider. T-Ups Kicks with Chris did a really good video on that. Called that out. Reminds me a little bit. Even though the 2090 is a much newer shoe, but a little bit of that wider base. I think that's going to be a really good shoe because, yeah, the Air Max 1 that we got before in golf was a little tight and a little stiff. So this one looks like it's going to breathe and it's going to be awesome. So let me go with I'm going to go with that. I think I'm going to pick up these boas that are on sale right now because I cried about it for so long. I might as well. But of course, why do you give us the boas in wide and we can't get the boas in regular? But anyways, I'm done crying. I'm with you, the NXT. And then it's going to be, you know what? The rumors aren't, I haven't confirmed the rumors. We don't know the truth. So, and we don't know what kind of souls are going to be on them if they are true. So I'm just going to leave those two out of the bag. It's going to be a Victory Tour 3 of some kind, especially a Masters kind, because we know who's putting the green jacket on this year. Okay.
Oh boy.
And,
oh boy.
If we get them, we did not get lobsters last year.
Right.
And that's frustrated me. Right. And
I know.
Shout out to Blake Sledge, because when he came on after Rory had that meltdown at the PGA Championship, right? We kept saying, if Rory has the lead, he just never plays well in the first, and then he got the lead the first day, and then he faded away. And we said, what's the issue? It's inside of like that 150 area. He's not that crazy accurate. He doesn't give himself a chance at really good birdies. And dude, if those wedges are what he needs to rattle off a grand slam, let's do it, because guess what? I still think he's the hottest golfer on the planet right now. So that's my guy. So, and then fourth, TBD. We'll see. I think I really like that black red 90 that's out there right now. So I know they're not super rare, but again, 90 fan, and I ended up wearing the Lobster 90s like crazy last year. So those are my goals, and those are my 4 picks as of right now.
So I love the major ones, as we talked about. And I think that's good goals for all of us. For our pickups, our initial, this is 23, initial pickups. This is the start of the season. There's always more stuff coming down the line. I got like 4 or 5 gloves in there now. I'm super excited about fresh Nike gloves. Do you need something more from these major drops, like leading in, or do we just need the shoes? And by that, do we need like a specialty towel? They did like one, I think a couple of years ago, maybe. For PGA, right?
Yeah, they
do this
thing last year a little bit.
I kind of don't want the t-shirt. I'd rather have anything but the t-shirt right now. Like I guess they sort of do the hats, but like, should there be something else? And I go back to Nike's heyday, or Nike Golf's heyday, I should say, which is like 2014 and beyond, for a couple of years. And they had putter covers that went with the majors, right? There was the Volt Praying Hands for the Masters, the blue Stormy ones for the British. They had a bunch of them. And I wish there was something more, because these themes are so good that I'm like, what? I want to put it on everything. I want a mug. I want a
pin. You
tumbler.
want your pins.
I want a pin. I want
Seamus head covers.
Yeah, I want head covers. Like, I want a goddamn scorecard holder. Like, come on, I don't know. Sorry.
I feel it'd be cool if they did something like to go along with the shoes, like a shoe bag with a box that matched, like something that'd make it feel a little bit more special. But I know what you're saying, Gumby.
Yeah.
Some other piece of like equipment or something that makes it pretty iconic that you have that.
Actually, thanks for reminding me, because this kind of speaks back to what should be our final topic of the night, and that's scoring the Waste Management 90s. So the Waste Management 90s come out. They do a Waste Management short, the black Croc short, and then they do a t-shirt. Yeah, so you've got a t-shirt, shorts, and shoes, but we never get like special shorts for majors. We never get special anything else for the majors. Like we kept saying, throw those icons on a hat and stuff like that. So I'm with you a little bit. I think what I'd like to see more is like you said, the scorecard holders, the shoe bags, the kind of co-branded stuff. Yeah. And you see them right now. They just announced the Nike times Tiffany, which has been controversial because people aren't crazy about the Tiffany shoe. And I don't know if there's another collab around the corner. I think I'm not going to say which one it is, because I don't know if it's been public knowledge, but why not go back to that? Like Nike times Seamus Golf, Nike times somebody else that's really cool in the golf space.
And they're doing
and Jordan's doing it with Eastside.
Well, they're doing it for their athletes. They're just not doing it for the public. And I get that, like, Seamus is a very small company that is not going to be able to make thousands of things to provide it to everybody. But even like a limited amount where it's still out there, or just sent to us would be really nice, So, I don't know. Oh man, I could just keep going right now. Yeah, we're gonna go into 90s. We could keep going. I was texting the boys the other day. I was like, I want to do these 3 projects, and I want help with it. And so I might put it out at the end of the episode to see where we get. I don't know. So, but 90s melting flames of death, as I like to call them, or for the layman terms, Stranger Things, as I'd also like to call it. I don't understand. It's just this, like, you knock it out of the park with green grass, money. Like, there was supposed to be a solo cup one, all of these like really good ones for a couple years at the Waste Management, and you drop this thing. Like,
Picnic wasn't this.
Something about it where, like you said, is Nike back, and it's like, yeah, I would say that they have like really good bases that they can pick from right now, and that's a good thing. But I also think that they're missing a little bit on their polos, because right now we feel like the best one is the one that Matt's wearing. That's that camo, stretchy. A lot of the other ones are ADV, which aren't like stretchy. They're just solid, like stick ones. And then you've got this, like a ton of colorways in the AJ1, and now this like weird colorway for the 90. And it's a 90. It's not even AM one, right? Like, so again, we're like not even out with the AM stuff yet, because I guess that's not happening until 3/1, and you can't have something come out first before the original comes out, So yes, I think they're coming back, but I think we're still on like the tail end of like this sort of stinker that last year was a little bit. And I wouldn't say it's that much of a stinker. We got lobsters, which I think are one of the best pairs again ever. Like, lobsters and peaches may end up as my 2 favorite pairs of all time, and that's just speaking to my soul of being a Mainer and a peach aficionado. So I don't know. So my ranking, either way, to cut a long ramble short on this, is 1.4.
I wasn't going to go that low, but I'm going to go low. 2.0 for mine. I do like that it's kind of a full swoosh on the shoe. That's about it, but that's all I kind of like about it. I do like the different design swoosh, but that's about it. I'm not a huge fan. I will be passing on these.
And the new golf ball logo is interesting as well.
Yes,
it means that they are doing something in relation to golf, which they haven't done in recent years, in a sense. And so there's a new sort of icon that's out there. Is this golf ball that's seen on the shorts, seen on the tongue of this. I'm intrigued to see where else it pops up this year. So, Matt,
now that we got it up. Yeah, now that we got it up on the screen, I noticed like the swoosh on the other pair that's not in the forefront, that's in the background. The swoosh is almost purple now. And like when you said Stranger Things, like I'm a huge Stranger Things fan. I got pumped. I like black liner, white with a kind of taupe overlay. And then they do the black, red, the cracked. And then like the pink, by the way, I like pink. I got the camo print polo in the blue and pink. I love that pink's carrying over. Connects it to last season. But yeah, the pink bottom. I think if they had done, again, I'm a sucker for a red bottom, would have been really good. So yeah, this might be all of our lowest scores ever. I think I'd go 2-1. I might even go 2-5, right in the middle, because I might wear these if I find them on discount.
And I think that's why I was so low. I can't find anything in my wardrobe that I would wear this with.
Yeah.
Like, I can't necessarily play golf on Halloween up here in the Northeast. So, you know what I mean?
I do agree with Justin Whelan saying, is Nike on the top of their game? Because this is another step in the right direction with the golf ball logo, where they can change the 2 colors, but we probably won't see green and yellow for Augusta because the theme's going to be peaches. So
I don't even know if we'll see it because it
Right.
seems like they have the secondary peach logo, which is on the shoe, So,
which,
yeah,
by the way, how sick is that? The produce sticker.
We will go into depth on this in our Masters episode, which means in a couple, 2 months is Masters.
Hopefully with Justin Whelan.
I got ESPN was on. I was watching the Pro Bowl skills competition because they actually had a Jaguar in it with Trevor, and they had the ESPN Masters Georgia. That's why I had to sing it, because it was just like, it just gives me so many good feels. Like I am just all I'm looking forward to get me out of the winter doldrums here is that first full week in April. Like it just, I'm about to place an order for my daughter for caddy suit, just so I have a 6-month caddy suit for her to wear for Masters, because I have to have one. So. And like I said, I'm staying home from work, working remotely as I take care of her. My wife went back to work finally and everything. And so, but the one day that I've been requested to come in is Thursday of the Masters in office, because I throw a hell of a Masters party.
Oh yeah, that's right.
With everything, I had to throw a whole spread and everything, and so. So I will be going back into the office that day with a full spread of treats and goodies and drinks.
Can Fanatics bring back the Masters spread thing?
I know, right?
Did it not sell out the 2 years that they did it?
I got it 1 year, which is why I have like cups and stuff. But I would say that you can get some pretty comparable like stuff like around. Like there's a good pimento and cheese spread out there that you can just get like at Walmart. That's what I did last year. It was delicious. So but yeah, and of course I know somebody going this year, so I might have to pick up some merch. You might have to pick me up some merch or something. But yeah, I don't know. I just love the Masters. God damn it.
I want to talk about this topic maybe in the next episode or 2 episodes from now. So I just want a quick yes or no right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm excited that Victory Tour 3 is coming, if that's what we think it is, or the Roars 3. Come on, just name it the Roars. All right. Because we're actually getting a spiked Nike golf shoe that is a new design. Everything else that we're getting excited about is a retro. And I'm just going to ask you a quick yes or no. Do you think 5 years from now, okay, because we'll get more in depth in this topic later on, but I want to drop it now before somebody else on Instagram steals my thoughts, because I feel like I have these thoughts, like Air Jordan 1 played out, like I thought about that and all that stuff. It's 2023, so let's just say 2025. Will we still be getting any new Nike golf shoes, or will everything be a spiked or spikeless retro?
Yeah, I think we'll still have 1 or 2 around line.
Yeah.
A spike and a no spike, like a next kind of thing, and and a victory with the twist out spikes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think you have to, just to kind of keep the thing going. I think otherwise it will be like an AJ1 where it's just like a very elevated soul, and then it's just you're just making the same thing. So. Yeah, but we'll get into that because that's a really good question on a later one. Gents, heck of a season kickoff here. Season 3 underway. I don't know. We might come to you next week, but I know we're coming to you in 2 weeks' time. Waste Management Week and Super Bowl week, big guest week, all of that stuff. So super excited to be back. We have the YouTube platform now, but we also have our listeners. But we want to, just keep pushing forward. And so we need to hear from you on what you guys want. Do you like guests? Do you like us ranking it? Do you want us to step outside golf a little bit? Do you want more sneaker news? Do you want more NBA coverage, NFL coverage, stuff like that? Like, let us know what you guys want to hear from us. We're not just a golf podcast. We're not just a Nike, we need to be more of a balanced podcast, as we've all looked internally. We're more focused in golf because that's where our things lie. But we also know that you guys don't want to hear about our rounds where we shot like 82 on a Thursday, so we get that. But we want to just get back to you. I'm, if you can see, wearing the nice
yeah.
pullover that Keith made for all three of us. We can now match, and we are hopefully going to get merch out this year. We keep saying that for like a year and a half, but we will be getting merch out this year. We just need to know what you guys want, and it's pullovers, and if it's polos, then we can figure that out. If it's a hat, if it's a winter headband. We almost pulled the trigger on those. No
Tech
joke,
Fleece
because-
headband.
Yeah, because it would have
Let
been
us
great
know if you want that.
with our logo on it, and maybe it's just beanies like Keith is wearing. If you can, see
And if you
it.
want the Tech Fleece headband, tell us now.
Yes. So, but we want to provide you some sort of way to either put the Swoosh Life logo on, or our box logo, or our badge circle logo on equipment for you guys to wear and show off on the course to your buddies and spread the word of the swoosh. So we're looking forward to all of that. It's going to be a great year. It's been super fun. My last three things before I forget them is I want to do, and I'm putting this out there so that no one steals my ideas, man. We all know that I want to design a Swoosh Valley, aka a Nike golf course. Super want to do that. I then saw like Wakanda Forever playing cards, and now I want to create playing cards for Nike, and then how I would design those, because I think it would just be super cool. But I want to hear. But I kind of want to have this topic later on in the year, or maybe it's in a couple of weeks when we're just filling time, in between Arnold Palmer and something else in the Honda. Who would be your ace? Who would be your king? Who would be your queen? Like,
Wow.
I mean, I think we know who the queen is. That my just goes to Serena, but like, I'm just curious as to like, who would fill in those 4 spots for you, right? 4, well, 5 because we can do a joker. So, and then the biggest one, I think this would be super fun. I think there's a lot of details, and I will probably make it happen. No joke. We will have this conversation. It will be a full episode podcast. So we break it down. We won't do the bracket this year. That was too lengthy. This is double as lengthy.
Can we do Elite 8? Can we do like a Sweet 16?
More, maybe, but this is more easily followable and more fun for everyone involved. We're going to come up with Nikeopoly, and we are going to create a Nikeopoly board. You don't like that? You don't like it, Matt? I love this idea.
I just have a feeling like we're getting rid of the tournament because we agreed that we would retire the winners of the tournament, right? And we all know what still has yet to win the tournament, and we all know what's going to win the tournament this year.
True.
Right? We know who's going to. We know the putter's going to win the tournament.
We just need
There's
to
nothing
get
standing in its way. Tiger Woods is retired. The Victory Red Polo has been retired. Okay, they cannot stand in the way of the putter. The putter's winning this year. It's his year.
I think we just need to come up with like a better system of, if we're going to do bracket episodes, then it needs to be like a couple bracket episodes, and it's just those categories, and then we can get to like a tournament of champions
and not invite Nick.
Yeah. So if you like bracket episodes, let us know. But we know that some of you don't. So long-winded, but I think Nikeopoly, I just need ideas on who the people are. Really, it's just
yeah. No, I like it. Jordan and Serena, Park Place and Boardwalk.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, what is our railroads?
Yeah,
Converse, Cole Haan. I don't know.
Yeah.
It used to be Cole Haan. I just think all the details would be super fun. So, and I'm a details guy, as you know. That's why I'm falling in love with these peaches. But I'm sorry, talking too much. We've taken on an hour and 30 minutes of your time, but we appreciate you so much for listening and being with us on this journey. Remember to become a supporter of the podcast by going to anchor.fm/swooshlife/support. See it right on here. And then follow us on Instagram, Swoosh Life Podcast. We're going to do a big giveaway when we come up onto 1,000 followers. And we are at 750 now, over 750, Matt. So that's awesome. Super excited. And we just want to keep growing this for you guys. And you're going to hear me do this again in the outro. But truthfully, super excited to be here now, be back on it. I had to take a break last year a little bit. It is a lot sometimes. And so happy to be back. Got that itch. February.
Definitely got the itch.
The February itch. So, any last words, Keith, Matt, on this season, on this episode, and where we go from here?
Yeah, it's great to be back with you guys. I love catching up to you. I love seeing you guys now. It's the best. So yeah, I'm just gonna be bundling up the next couple of days with negative temperatures, and then hopefully that's it. Because I'll do a little bit more indoor golf, but like once March starts coming around, I go to range outside and just it's like go time. And then talking to you guys every day, we got the itch to play. We want to go now. Gumby, you're going to Florida in 2 weeks. Like jealous. Just that's awesome. If you get like one like little winter round in,
makes your whole winter.
Yeah, exactly.
You can like you're like looking forward to something, then you play, and you're like, oh, I only got a couple more weeks, you know. So
yeah,
because there's sometimes I played in March, you know, and so it's like, geez, I never played in February, but now I play in February, and now just I get to March, like. Come on, you know.
I'm just happy to be back here with you guys. Matt, how you doing over there?
Hey, I just want to say glad to be back, and thank you to everybody else that was in the comments and I couldn't get to you. I apologize that we ran out of time. As you can tell, we've already ran really long, but man, appreciate everybody that supported us and kept asking us like, when are you coming back and all that good stuff, all the good things that they've said about the podcast. And this is year 3 and we're building and we've added video now, and yeah, we've got a couple awesome guests. We've got awesome friends of the program like Justin. I'm going to mention you again, man. Blake,
Nick, Ryan, all like those are our guys. Even like Scott is a big one too. So
NT up kicks with Chris shouting us out and stuff like that, man. Appreciate you and everything you do.
Doyle too. So like we have a lot of some great people in our corner, and we're just excited to do that. Also, sorry, I'm taking your time, Matt, but if there is a better way to support us that you want to than the Anchor support, let us know. Like if you're like, start a Patreon, do this, we'll do it. Okay. Like all we want to do is use that support to provide stuff to you guys. So that's all.
Yeah, no, right on. Exactly. Right. Like if you guys, like, I know a lot of people jumped in on the ball markers, but they don't do the Patreon, right? Because they'd rather get some merch or get something. So let us know what you're on the hunt for. Let us know anything, really. We're open books, and man, really appreciate everybody listening in. So welcome to 2023, Jordan year.
Perfect. We're back. Season 3 in the books, episode 1. Maybe I'll keep track of the episode number this year. I don't know. So, but until next time, I've been Gumby. That's been Keith, Matt. See you in the next one. Bye. Thanks for listening to today's episode. Make sure to go follow us on Instagram at the Swoosh Life Podcast to stay up to date on all things swoosh. And if you have any questions, comments, or business inquiries, please email us at the swooshlife@gmail.com. And lastly, give us a follow or review and become a supporter of the podcast at anchor.fm/theswooshlife/support. Thank you all for listening. See you in the next one.
Checks over stripes, yeah, that's what I like, yeah, that's what we like, yeah.